When you coming around, where you been? 'Cause I searched all the night sky, there was a missing constellation at the side. We didn't win again. There was a shot across the bow first. They had quivers made of sand, and every sailor knows thirst when he's 3 sheets to the wind. Follow the fin, whale bone. Dead wrong. And every night, navigator knows when you're 3 sheets to the wind. Follow the fin, whale bone. It's time you took it down. That flag you're flying. There's no sense in denying it. You didn't stand a chance. When that catastrophic cloud burst, yeah, you couldn't give a damn. And every sailor knows a curse when it's 3 sheets to the wind. Follow the fin, whale bone.
Apparitions. Melissa is a very, very good friend of ours. We love her so much. And we asked her, out of the many fun things to do, would you like to come dress up like a ghost and act in one of our videos? And Corey, over here, who I also love very, very much, sadly I did not meet until we were doing this video, but there's a great story about how we got it all started with our other director, Caleb. So how we get to meet Corey goes like this. If you've ever been to the gas station known as Racetrack, a beautiful establishment where they have the best coffee ever, don't knock it till you try it, I invited Caleb to come and have coffee with us, and he showed up wearing a suit. Now, admittedly, he had just gone to church, but I thought that maybe he was just really excited to come to Racetrack. How can I know? And he ends up, over the course of it, talking to Colt and me about how we went to film school, and we end up talking about an idea we'd been floating around for a video. And so by the end of it, I said, oh, I get it. This suit, that was just for like our business meeting that you had no idea we were going to have. So through our friend Caleb, that's how we get the video idea started.
You think you got a tax write-off for the racetrack?
Man, I hope he got a tax write-off for that racetrack. Man, don't make Caleb pay taxes on that racetrack. It was like $10 whole.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how we end up meeting Corey. Is you know, that's his best friend, and
went to film school together.
Went to film school together, yeah.
As in a music video, no. As in, like, I've done other kind of like small scale short films. I've directed my own short films. I've worked on my own other people's short films, Caleb's short films. All that experience is pretty much through school and through people I've met through school. This was my first time actually doing like a music video and something like this, which I thought was really interesting, and in a lot of ways easier than what I was used to. In a lot of ways, nothing like I expected. So it was an interesting experience.
So the concept is loosely based off of the music video for the Ramones' "I Want to Be Sedated," where they're basically like sitting at this kitchen table, just like eating breakfast, like reading magazines, blah blah. And there's all this craziness going on behind them. In fact, there's a pre-whole Courtney Love who plays a bride that walks in at one point.
We couldn't get Courtney Love. We tried.
It's cool. We got plenty of other fun people that came in. But yeah, and so essentially it's us sitting at the table, but we've got all kinds of ghostly activity going on behind us.
They're haunting our house, and we have no idea.
Yeah.
None.
Until there's a couple of fun things that happen.
They try to tell us, but we are quite oblivious.
But no, basically, we didn't actually like draw out a full storyboard, but a good friend of ours, Jessica Marsh, and I like kind of ran through some ideas of like things to have the ghosts do in the background, and we had an extensive list, but the song's only like 4 to 5 minutes long, so can only pack in so much.
Yeah, and Jessica and her wife Karen ended up being like a really big deal on this video, because they not only helped come up with all these cool ghost activities, I swear they watched every TikTok video ever made. They also ended up making the costumes and making all the really cool ghosty stuff, and they figured out that instead of just cutting holes in the sheets for eyes, adding a little bit of that screen or some tulle, think like the stuff on your back porch, was probably a lot better looking. Although, how would you say you could see with that stuff?
It was actually pretty okay. It was just, the main part was the circles that were cut didn't have a lot of peripheral vision, but like it really, especially those of us who wear glasses, it helped cut back on some of that glare as well.
Oh, that's good to know.
So it was nice.
That's awesome, yeah.
So you guys you wrapped up filming, and now you're working on having it edited and it's in post. You're gonna have the premiere. Do you have, are you already thinking about the next video? Are you, yeah?
Well,
on our way to make this one, I'm sure, always.
I actually had an idea for, because these two, well, this song and then the other one I had in mind, they're songs that we've been playing for a while. In fact, we have been working on re-recording a few of the old songs, and we recorded a brand new one too. And we're probably gonna do like either single releases when we do the videos, or like a EP release pretty soon.
Yeah, so stay tuned, y'all.
Yeah.
I made it through this whole video without crying because I'm just so excited. We have the best people on earth who were willing to come and help us for a mere arts and crafts and pizza. We couldn't fit it.
Arts and crafts.
Huh?
So many arts and crafts.
So many arts and crafts, enough pizza.
And
I'm
so
so-
much pizza.
Aw. But yeah, our friends Jess and Karen did those amazing costumes. His girlfriend, Sarah, pretty much made sure that all of our ghosts came out and followed the directions like they were supposed to. And she was both lovely and wasn't taking any nonsense. It was like, all right, we are here to spook. And then of course, the
She's
people
really
who
good at that, not taking any nonsense. I can speak.
Yes.
From experience.
Yes, yes, we love Sarah and her lack of nonsense. But I mean, other people that got to be in the video, I got to bring on my mom, both of my friends named Jessica, Karen. My friend Izzy did something cool. She has a whole bunch of tattoos, and since she was on the last night of set and we knew we wouldn't have to reuse the costume, she took a Sharpie and drew most of her tattoos on the little ghost sheet. And so that was probably the best costume ever. My friend Sailor also got to come in. Is there anybody I'm forgetting? I don't want to forget a single person.
Cairo.
Oh yeah, I can't forget Cairo. So our black cat was running around the living room and kind of tripping up the ghosts. So on the last day of filming, she got to hang out on the kitchen table with us where she was a little bit more chill, getting her some pets. And our director friend Caleb said that she has a butt for television because he couldn't really get her to look at the camera, but you know, yeah, she kept looking at us. So he's got like an adorable little cat bottom. And I just, every time I think about how everybody came together and really showed up for us in ways that, like, you know, you just don't get very many times in your life. Yeah, I'm glad this interview's ending because otherwise you're going to catch me crying on the screen. So that's about all I got. Anybody else?
Well, not only was it is it a collaborative effort for the video, but also the re-record with some of these songs. Because honestly, what we have on Spotify was great for the time, but didn't kind of match the vision that we had for it. Over the time that we were, you know, everybody was stuck at home because of COVID, I spent a lot of time studying home recording and things like that, which I've always been doing, but or been doing for a long time. But as far as collaboration goes, not only did we have a lot of friends help with the video, but the song. There's a neat little part that I've always wanted to do with it, where there's kind of a sing-along at the end, and I actually managed to pull like just one person at a time and basically building
Including
a
this
choir.
one.
Yeah, including her, building a choir of voices in the song, and it's turned out really cool. I'm excited to share that with
We
folks.
call them our little chorus of ghost children when they're doing the sing-along part of the song in the video. So y'all will hear that in the video too.
It does sound like a chorus of ghost children, in fact.
That is in fact accurate. You feel that worked?
I love it.
Oh shucks, thank y'all. Yeah, well, I'm curious. How did the video shoot? Like, what are some things you ran into in some of the other video project or film projects that you've done that didn't match up with the music video?
I'm not used to getting questions from this side. The big thing I was really excited about was, funnily enough, with the music video, you don't shoot with sound, which is always just, in my experience, been a pain in the ass in any sort of thing we've ever dealt with. So that was fun. I enjoyed that a lot. With the specific way that we filmed this video and how it's presented, the biggest thing I think we had issues with was continuity of the clutter almost. It's very difficult to keep every kind of little piece and everything, especially when We had some days where, like, my girlfriend got COVID, so we couldn't come one day, but we kind of had a lot of the notes about where everything was, so we had to kind of send that into set, and that was probably the most difficult part that I can think of.
Probably my favorite part where I felt like I really had a chance to shine as an actress.
Go girl.
Wearing a ghost sheet. I got to play several different ghosts, and they were all very different ghosts. Well, my favorite one was the one at the end that pops up from behind the table while you're playing the Ouija board. And that took so many takes to do, to orchestrate everything. But like basically they don't know I'm there, and I'm just like messing with the Ouija board and just finally get frustrated because like we're doing all this stuff around them and they don't see us, and I throw it down, and you know, I don't want to give away the climax of the video, but it was very thrilling.
You were very hard to ignore
Yeah.
because it was both hilarious and you were definitely shining, honey. Don't worry.
Main place we usually update is our the Loving Apparitions Facebook page. We also have an Instagram. @Loving Apparitions is the handle. We have a YouTube channel where we've got our full current album up, but we'll probably put the other stuff up as it comes out as well. And the video, of course. So,
Alright, so this video you guys are about to see, I'm pretty sure, and have every reason to believe, is going to be incredible, because we have the best actors and the best directors, and my husband's pretty cute too. But as we sit here and film this, we haven't seen it, so I'm just going to trust in the universe and say I hope you guys enjoy the video for the Loving Apparitions song, Mother Mary.
Well, I hope you'll come around. I've got stories to tell, how lovely it is in heaven, how then we wind up in hell. Hope you come around. No, my body's in the ground, that's the only part of me no longer around. I hope when you walk by my grave, you see me standing by and ask, where was it all the time has gone? And I hope we can reminisce about all the other souls we miss and conclude all we can do is carry on. Mother Mary, why contrary? Please don't tell me that all I've done is wrong. Mother Mary, oh ain't it scary? All that we can do is carry on. I hope that you stay a while, so we can laugh and cuss and smile, every other word a joke. I hope nothing comes about. We'll push all the ugly memories out instead of pouring over when our hearts broke. I hope when you walk by my grave you see me standing by and ask, Where was it? All the time has gone. I hope we can reminisce about all the other souls in this and conclude all we can do is carry on. Mother Mary, why contrary? Please don't tell me that all I've done is wrong. Mother Mary, oh it is scary. All that we can do is carry on. Carry on, my love. Please stay a while, my dear friend. Even though I know I'll see you again. Please stay a while, my dear friend. Even though I know I'll see you in the end. Please stay a while, my dear friend. Even though I know I'll see you again. Please stay a while, my dear friend. Even though I know I'll see you again. Even though I know I'll see you again. Even though I know I'll see you in the
This is Natchez. Clouds cover the moon tonight, and I cry like never. The sunrise just might shatter the night, but I swear I'd seen better in this light and storm of a love civil war through the loud violent night. Out of breath, no fight left. Guess it's about time someone wrote a song about Natchez. I feel it in my bones. I could finally take this money from under the mattress, crawl in a bed of my own. Stoking fires, changing channels, I more than paid my penance. And I've done time, baby, overnight. I overstayed my sentence in this light and storm of a lover's civil war through the loud violent night. Out of breath, no fight left. Guess it's about time someone wrote a song about Natchez. I feel it in my bones. I could finally take this money from under the mattress, crawl in a bed of my own. Time someone wrote a song about natchez, I can feel it in my bones. I can finally take this money from under the mattress, crawl in a bed of my own. Patrick Sanders. I grew up in Vicksburg, Mississippi. Pretty musical family. My grandfather was real big friends with son Thomas, old blues guy. So there was always music around. And then, I don't know, man, broken family, just something to do in my room alone. There were guitars around. First started teaching myself, and then this great guy, Arthur Powell, may he rest in peace, started teaching me guitar. And then, I don't know, I just kept doing it. Took piano lessons forever. Never learned how to read music. Although I think I could probably work it out now, done enough of it. But and then, in Oxford, I was at Ole Miss, and I'd always wanted to play, so I started doing gigs. My first one was at a bar called The Gin, and another guy I knew couldn't do it that night. And so he asked me if I wanted to do it, and I said yes, and I loved it. I did have to, the night before it, learn 20 songs, and I took all these stacks of paper with me and put them on the floor. And then I've just done it. No matter what I've done or where I've been, I've always tried to keep my toes in a little bit. So there's all sorts of different ways. I mean, every time I hear people talk about their songwriting process, most people will say the same exact thing, and that is that it just really depends. I mean, Night Navigator, that song was just because I'm in a text thread with a bunch of guys that like to write music, and the fin whale washed up. And so that was songwriting prop was fin whale. And so then you just have to imagine a scenario that a fin whale would be in. And my mind went to a drunk sailor following a fin whale till it beached itself. And then the rest is just poetry, right? Then the rest is just finding words that sound good together when you sing them. Which that's a little bit cheating, and I think there's a lot of stuff in my songs that are just words that I want to sing. Does that make sense? And then maybe we find meaning in them later, or you know what I mean? But I never really have any ambition for them. So I think that unhandcuffs me a little bit. And so, if I end up with a cliche line or something, I don't really worry and go back and edit it. I mean, sometimes, but most of the time I don't, because who the hell's going to hear? I mean, who's going to hear it, right? When I'm playing gigs, I rarely play songs I've written, because, you're in the corner of a bar, and nobody's going to stop to hear my slow Let It Drip song, or my, nobody's going to. I slip them in there a little bit. So maybe there's a little bit of freedom in my process that's not prevalent in others, because I don't really have any ambition for them other than, I made it to Red Radio. That's it. That's it.
Because you are very, your lyrics and stuff, you read a lot. Do you find when you're reading books and stuff that kind of helps to kind of push your thoughts, towards?
Oh yeah, and I have songs about books, right? So, and really anything. I mean, any sort of anything that I'm ingesting is either going to be a sermon or a song, right? If I find something interesting or fascinating, it's either going to be a sermon or song. Sometimes both. Because you don't. I almost feel guilty. I think Scott could attest to this. That as a sermon writer and a songwriter, I feel guilty when I let an idea pass by. If I don't grab it, then I don't have it to share anymore, right? And that's either and so thank God for that little voice memo thing on your phone, right? Because you can just go, oh, I don't want to let this idea, right? Or I can type a thing down.
Can we talk about the difference between writing sermons and songs?
All day long.
Like, so your sermons, I've heard them. They're very uplifting. They're very,
More so than my songs, probably.
Well, and I was gonna say, like your sermons, when you write a sermon, you're writing a sermon to really kind of help, snatch somebody out of a, just like a word or a thought to, give them hope. And not that your songs aren't hopeful, but your songs are more therapy for you.
Oh yeah.
As a person, to kind of help get you through.
Yeah. So I'm a hopeful guy, right? And so the thing that I do for a living is my passion and my life and my vocation and call. The thing that me and my family, some of them involuntarily, the thing that we've given our life to is really trying to, through the church and to the ministry that we do, raise people's sense of hope and joy. I mean, that sounds silly maybe, but that's it for me. Like people need to feel better, and we need to be happier, we need to be more joyful, and we need to be looking for those things. So sermons are about, all right, everybody on deck, eyes open, where's the goodness? Where's mercy? Where's kindness? But I also have dark nights of the soul. I mean, I'm broken in my own particular way. I got my own demons. I got my own, bad choices that I'm dealing with. I mean, like all that stuff that every human being deals with. Sometimes those, squeak their way into a sermon. But for the most part, I have to have a place to put darkness so that my ministry is as much light as possible. I don't know that I've ever until this moment made the distinction that that's what I was doing with those two different emotional states. But that seems exactly like what's happening. Because I will play some. Thanks, Mandy. Because sometimes I'll play a song like, man, Let It Drift is dark as shit, And you play that song for people, and they go, woo, like, some stuff in there, man. There's little stuff like that, and then, I never really thought of that. That's really interesting. So this has also been therapeutic.
Well, good.
Yeah. We used to have this idea, the band I was in for like 10 years, Passenger Jones, the whole idea that myself and Taylor Hildebrand, who y'all should absolutely get in here, but the whole thing that we were going through was we were these upper middle class white kids writing songs about like suffering and, do you know what I mean? And it was a little bit troubling and problematic. And so then we started justifying it by saying, well, what we're doing is we're watching suffering and then reporting on it like a passenger, right? And so when you go back and listen to those tunes, almost all of those are from an external narrator's point of view, right? But in that way, we're doing the same thing. We're trying to like empathize or sympathize with some emotion outside of ourselves. Wow. That's more talking about the process than everything. So I've always tried to inject secular music into the worship service, and I'm not alone in that. I mean, that's a movement. But the reason is because the church for so long had God in the building, right? And every song about God had to say God, and I just think that there's sacredness and holiness and sanctification happening in what we have labeled the secular world. And so the Beach Boy Mass, which was the first one, I was just obsessed with Brian Wilson and Pet Sounds. I mean, I was just obsessed. And so I was like, let's just do a church service where we could talk about his redemption arc. Because none of that really, other than the song God Only Knows and just this passing thing, other than that, there's not a lot of like religion in his music, but is there spirit in it? Is there joy in it? Is there hope in it? Is there brokenness in it? So we did that, and then after that, when we were like, what about soul? That's got stuff. You talk about being a passenger. a bunch of white Episcopalians doing soul music. I like invited, you know, other people to come. And I went to Pete Francis. Is this okay that we're doing, you know? And so we owned that, and we talked about some racial reconciliation and how do we sort of bridge the gap in the church, you know? And then we jumped off a ledge and did a Grateful Dead mass. And the bishop, who's a big Grateful Dead fan, came. And even he was like, this is strange. You know, well, we're just trying to bring the world into the church so the people in the church can see that God is also in the world. I think that's the simplest way to put it. We did John Prine. Next was going to be Dolly Parton, just because I was in a big, you know, I was kind of crushing on Dolly Parton. But then, and then Jimmy Buffett died, and my church is on the beach. So it's almost unethical to not do it. And I think we're going to coincide that with the idea my friend Porter Raines has had and do a Sunday school series. And he calls it Searching for Salt. And then doing a series and coinciding that with and then ending it with a Jimmy Buffett class. I think we'll do that. Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to hit on?
No, man. I think what you guys are doing is beautiful and amazing. And your little doormat out front that says "Root for your damn self" was like, all right, man. Like, cause I was nervous driving over here. I was like, I hope my guitar stays in tune. One of the licks is I have to focus on. I'm gonna shank it and stop and then blah blah. Then I got here and none of y'all shit was working, so I felt like so much better. Yeah. But I was nervous and I was sitting outside, and when I came back through the door, I saw "Root for your damn self," and I was like, well, all right, Patrick, you got this. That's it. And y'all are inspiring to me. And, I was really privileged to come be a part of it. I'm excited.
Thank
All
you.
right. Amen.
Amen.
I'm Jamie. I run My Little Voodoo. We make custom and one-of-a-kind voodoo dolls here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast.
How did you get started?
We started right before, we started in 2020 in New Orleans, and we were making voodoos for a merch table for a band my husband plays with. And of course, we all know what happened. We started putting them online to sell. They sold like hotcakes, and the rest is history. Well, that started, the first one we made that was in someone's likeness was Kim Trails. She's the lead singer of a band out of New Orleans called the Tomb of Nick Cage. Second one we made was for Captain Duct Tape, Ray Earls. He plays with Green Jello out of Los Angeles. Those two were a hit. Right after that, I started getting orders for people. They wanted their family members, you know, grandma, stuff like that. And it's pretty much what we've been doing. That's how we made like a little name for ourselves. That's been our niche. But we'll do anything, custom colors, custom work. We've done work for band merch tables. We've done, like I said, all kinds of, I can't even think of different things. Well, at first it was like we were only using 3 different colors. We were using the Mardi Gras colors, and I was trying to do different color combinations with the sequins and the felt and everything. And then when I got the idea I said, maybe we can make them look like our friends. And so I did those two, and like I said, they were a big hit. So we just started from there, and we've been going on ever since. We've shipped all over the country. We have voodoo dolls in every state. We've done, like I said, every band from Green Jello to Tomb to Hellgrown. Social media was our biggest thing. Just taking pictures, putting them out online to show people what you're gonna have or what you can do or what you have done. As far as, we haven't done a lot of shows where we've gone and put up a table. But what draws my attention is always if things are up and not flat on the table. That's my thing. Josh painted a custom piece that I put up on an easel that shows for us. And stuff like that's always eye-catching, banners, things like that. Facebook is the best way, either through my personal page, Jamie Pechaware, or the My Little Voodoo page. We're Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, threads, so we're all over. And we're at the shows a lot, so if you see me, you can just let me know and message me, and we'll work it out.
Where would you like to see My Little Voodoo grow? How would you like to see it grow? Are you happy with where it's at, or or is there some goals you have for it for the next, 5?
I'm proud of what we've done so far. We've invested 3 years of time into this, and it's almost been a full-time job. Everything from putting yourself out there to, asking people, hey, would you be interested in this? Making connections, people like you guys, people like Carrie Thibodeau in the GCMA, Michaela, folks like that have been very helpful. Our New Orleans people were very helpful in helping us grow, and it took a community to make this happen for us, and I would like to see it grow into where that's my full-time job. That's where I'd like to be. I'd like to get it to where it's paying my bills, and we're close. We're very close. We're not quite there yet, but you never know.
You almost made me cry. That was sweet. About your community.
But that's so
I love
important.
that. That's so sweet.
It's so important to have the right people in your corner. If you don't have that, you don't have anything. All the money in the world won't sell your product if you don't have the right people backing you up.
For sure. Exactly.
I don't like it. Roll your eyes with some fights last all night. Find me an ocean, lay down beside me. And when it burns, you roll over, your eyes are hiding. I spent lonely, my dear, I know what comes over me when you cry. Surprised when your mind is closed, then I'm reminded that sometimes you can shine so golden. I've made an island of stone cold memories that should have died in their silence. I just need a little time on my own, babe. It ain't a stealing moment if I don't take it. There's no crime in it if you let it drift. When the horizon lifts, let it drift. Across her rising lips, let it drip. When the horizon lifts, let it drip. Across her. Revived when you smile, it'll go for a while. All that I've been holding in comes crashing around us, and we need this, darling. Some age-old wisdom, a little fine tune quiet, but I crave it, the noise we make love in.